Hey folks, Anthony with Signature. We're back in Sicklerville today. It's Friday morning and the roof is now torn off. We have really good news today. You can see that these boards in the entirety of the roof deck, the roof surface, are in really great shape. So we will not have any boards here that actually need to be replaced. You can see the different tone of lumber, and again, that's just based on one being the sunny side. This side's still being cleaned up, as you can see, but we have nothing, on any part of the roof deck that we would deem to be unnailable or unable to, install new material onto. Keep in mind that in New Jersey, building code with regards to roof assembly states very specifically that if you tear off a roof and you find areas that are affected by water damage or rot or fungus or mold to the extent where they would be deemed unnailable, then you must change that decking. And if you were to simply ignore it and put new materials over it and the homeowner would have a problem in the future, that contractor would actually be responsible to come in and make that work correct, even at the extent of having to tear off that new roof, address the roof deck, which should have been addressed, and then put another roof on. So, we're very careful, but as you can see, all areas of this roof deck show you the entirety of this roof surface and on the garage. Again, still getting cleaned up. You could still see here our blowers going, and you could still see they're, getting tacks, flattened to the board and paper cleaned up. But roof deck, all in all, is in good shape. One thing to pay attention to, down at this eave, as always, different than Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, you always have about a quarter or a half-inch gap. C3.5 drip edge always fits, but in New Jersey, there's no rhyme or reason. I always talk about this with homeowners. So you can see we have an extended gap there. We have basically one of two options. We could either take a roll of trim coil, right, and use about 7-inch strips. I have 10-foot lengths of 7-inch strips that we would bend, and 7 inches would give us, enough coverage, basically fabricate our own drip edge. What we've done instead, we're actually going to close that gap because it's far too extended. So you can see Meadow working on that carpentry to try and close that gap. And based on what he's been able to accomplish from that corner down, it looks like when he's finished, we'll be able to just use the standard C3.5 that we brought. So those are the two options. We'll either be fabricating drip or just using the drip that we have based on how well we can close that gap. So as underlayments go on, we'll check back with you guys, but roof deck is in great shape. And just to check on the ground crew, you can see tarps are already being pulled, right? So pretty soon these guys will be all folded up. But if you just take a look down here at the front of the house, the majority of the mess has been cleaned up. The steps are already clear. Homeowners will be able to come and go in about 20 minutes or so. So we are, well underway. Today was clear skies forecasted through most of the week. Then all of a sudden yesterday popped up that we're going to have, scattered thunderstorms throughout the day coming in around 6 o'clock, around 2 p.m. So we plan to be, well out of here before 2 p.m. And, the roof will get its first test today. We should probably get some pretty severe thunderstorms within hours after putting it down. So we'll check back with you as more material starts to go on.